Hello, it is me, another video. I am just going to fill you in on what has happened. The day after the filming of that first episode, I came by. My dad brought a special tool to loosen the belt, and there is some good news and some bad news. The idler works, the tensioner works, the pulley's loose, and it cranks over fine. Rotated the plugs. You can hear oil sloshing around. That's really good. The side effects. The AC compressor and my alternator are frozen, which is annoying. Also, the belt looks fairly good as well, so there's not many cracks in it. So there you go. Just save 10 bucks there. So, since I'm a dummy and I don't know how to film, let's cut to me in the past. Okay, so being the motor's in a bit of a spot, the next thing that can be done today is that window lock. So that's a handle and the release over there for the outside. And, well, this door doesn't close and this door doesn't lock at all. So it's really simple. It's a T20 Torx, and then, well, I'll see you at the next step. There's 6 Torxes. After those, there's 2 hex nuts in here, and then the door should come right out. There is something I did not clarify in these clips, and I did not do a very good job at it. If you look near the actual locking mechanism itself, there are slightly bigger Torx. They are a T30. You will need 3 of those. Well, there's only 3. You loosen them. And I believe off the top of my head there is 10 T15s around the door. 3 on the sides. As I showed you, there is an opposite on both sides of the door. And there is either 4 or 5 on the bottom. After that, it is very common for these cars to have a screw drilled in to the little piece of plastic below the handle for your door. That is the case because I have a feeling the whatever screw was in there originally was just cheap and broke out at some point. In this case, we had some random wood screw in there. Once you take all of that out, and before that you have to take a flathead screwdriver and a prying tool is shown below, or just a flathead, and you need to pop it out. As shown in the clip, there is a little brass clip. Do not lose that. That is how it slides. After that, you simply pop the bottom out and then pull up. So there's a bit of a snag right now. Now, these little hex nuts came out, and it's a 1/4 inch deep works in that case. But I think this is holding it on somehow. You pull it, it resists right here. Don't know what tool to use, gonna have to figure that one out. As far as I know, the replacement lock came from an automatic windows, so this will be interesting.
It's in nice shape.
So now when you have your built Ford Tough and you have to put a screw in because it's falling off, and everyone seems to have a drill hole, because it was built Ford Tough, and you know that obviously means it could take that much. So what you do is you simply take these and pop them back in, and if you still have this, this is surprising amount of foam for a Econobox from 20 years ago. But now to put the door card on, and then after that pop our window handle back on. The next few steps are kind of simple. You pry off the bottom, and then you stick that, and a flathead screwdriver in between your crank handle, and then you just got to get that little brass clip off. Once you're there, which this is actually really nice, you take a prying tool like this or a flathead screwdriver if you don't have one, and simply pry them off like this. I'm not going to do that. We have enough area exposed here. That being the situation, now the not so fun part. Okay, so about to tighten it up. The lock isn't that hard, it's just a lot of prying. You need a T15 and a T20. Now, it's pretty simple. We had an old lock with the key we wanted.
Wooden lock. Spring broke.
Yep.
Well, we wanted to keep the key.
Because it's on the other side, which is fine. And here you see if you turn it around.
So this was the new key, but it had different mounting mechanism than this one. So we took this assembly off the other one and
the old
mounted
one
it to here
and
instead of swapping everything out. We only took this part off.
So
which had,
you took the old assembly, the new assembly, put it on the old hardware, basically.
Because there's slight differences.
Now, unlike that key, when you turn this around, it actually moves.
So you push it in, door's locked.
Okay, wait. Foot down.
And it releases.
So, yes, that means a functioning lock.
You slide this back in. Really simple.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's simple. Simple as can be.
Yeah, look at how easy that is to get in there. Ah, there we go. There we go. She's in there now. You have one of these bolts? Why aren't you going back in? There we go, I think.
That?
There it is.
There you go.
There it is.
Now to get the bolts in, you have to put two T15s in on the other side. One's really short, one's really long. And I'm not going to film it because you can't see crap in there anyway. Okay, so next you tighten down these three bolts with your T20. And then you tighten the screw in there. A lot of times they have different screws than were originally designed, like this one. Okay, being how fast this job was going, sometimes some things don't get put in the right way, video-wise. So I'm going to fill you in. Basically what happened there was, the lock went in the door. You grab a T30 Torx, tighten at least one or two of the bolts so it doesn't move, and then you go to put in your handle. For your handle you have two pieces. You have the hook, the handle part that you grab and pull, and the little piece in the end with a rubber seal. What you need to do is very simple. You need to put the longer end here, which my camera's backwards, longer end, hook it up, take your rubber seal, line it up on the hook, and then put the hook in the hole in the door, which you should see on the clip, and basically line it up with the wire, or the piece of metal, so when you pull the door it actually opens. You then pop on the little plastic piece in the end. I would advise having two people for this job. There's two T15 Torx needed to tighten this handle in. One is very short, one is very long. You're tightening it. I loosened it before, and there is no coverage of that because it's dark in the door. You can't really see anything, but I would advise having two people. One person can hold it. The other thing you need to do at this point, once your door card is on, is you need to pop on that little handle again. Make sure your little brass fitting is very tight, because if it isn't, it's going to rattle around and make noise. This way you just pop your roll-up window handle on and then you tighten that. And after this it's very simple. All you do is take your T15 Torx and your T20 or T30, tighten those three on the door, tighten the 10 or so T15s holding the door down, and you should be done. Okay, so here we see it's a pretty simple cleanup. It was essentially the teardown process in reverse. One bolt is missing, but everything works just fine. I guess that's it for today. The ideal goal would be to do more, but it's a big step forward. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Have a nice day.